Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Chuck, KK6USY for Ham Radio Adventures. So, you guys all know by now, hopefully, that we're doing a backpacking trip later this year up in the Sierras in California. It's up near Yosemite. And an important thing for me is to lighten my pack. I'm not getting any younger, and the lighter the pack, the better for me. When your pack's lighter, it's just easier on your whole body. I just got back from a grueling 6-mile hike in the snow. I learned some things there. I'll talk about that in another video. But today we're going to look at my Elecraft KX2. Now, in this kit right here, this is the case that I bought with the kit. And this thing weighs, this is everything I need to get on the air. Antenna, way to get it into a tree, everything. I mean, there's nothing that I don't have in this kit, and I'll show it to you in a bit here. But it weighs about 3 pounds. So our goal today is to see if we can lighten this by at least a pound. And I think I can. In fact, I pretty much know I can, just by streamlining it and going to a lighter case. So let's get on with the show. Oh, by the way, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and hit the all button so you get future videos. And if you aren't new here, welcome back. I'll weigh this. I'm going to weigh this in grams because grams gives you your, it's just easier to figure how much you've taken off. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through my kit as I have it, and then we're going to go through the kit again and try to lighten it up and see what we can do. I already know I can lighten it up, but we're just going to check it out here. So let's go in here, and that's on grams already. So this is my kit that I think I showed you guys already. This is the way it came. Well, not the way it came, but this is the camera case that it comes with for the. Turn this like this. So those zippers aren't your way. So this is the camera case, or the radio case. It's basically a camera case that they send, that you get with the kit, and it's we're gonna call it 1380. Let's just 1385 on the grams. So as a starting weight. Let's just go through this. I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to open this up and we're going to look and see what's in here. So we'll, let's see, open this. Let's get a nice little zipper on it. It's a nice little case. It's just, and what I'm trying to do is just lighten my load. I just got back from a summits on the air that I had to walk through 3 miles both directions, so 6 miles total of snow, and it was, luckily I already have my stuff pretty light. So let's just see what we have in the case here. So in the case, this is a bag that I make, these little bags. This is backpacking material, something they make backpacks out of. This is not Dyneema, but this is a some kind of a high-tech. It's real light, but it's strong. On these threads make it stronger. It's like a ripstop. So, and in here, well, you know what? I'm gonna pull stuff out, and we are gonna weigh it as we pull it out of here. In this little kit, I've got all the adapters that I could ever need. And tell you the truth, I already know I don't need them all. Famous last words, right? But here's all the fittings that I have in that kit, and some are duplicates and stuff probably. So just the fittings, or adapters, weigh 207 grams. I already know that I don't really need any adapters, but I was going to take just this one here. And this will be for a specific walk or backpack trip. And basically what I'm going to do is I am going to just say we're going to go 10 miles, 5 in, 5 out. And I'm trying to get this as light as I can because I'm getting old. So this, instead of that, so now we're down to 9 grams. versus 207. And I'll try to add all this stuff up later. So this is the one thing, and what this does is this allows me to hook to the antenna eventually that I'm going to take with a little 1-foot piece of coax that I'll show you later. Okay? So we'll put that aside, and that's going to go in the bag. Now this bag, even though it's really lightweight, weighs 12 grams. I'm going to switch to this bag because I don't really need a lot. And the only reason I'm bringing the bag is that's a throw bag to get my antenna up in a tree. And this is made out of Tyvek. You guys all know Tyvek, but you may not know what it is. When you look at houses and they have that white material before they put the siding on, that's Tyvek. It's waterproof and it's pretty strong and it's light. So we went from, what did I say? That's 5 grams. And we went from what, 9? 12. That's 12 grams for that. Okay. So now we've lost weight right there. Let me put all these back in here so I don't have these things rolling all over the place. Like I said, this is going to be for a specific loadout for a trip. This might even be this is probably pretty close to what I'm going to take on my outing with the YouTuber guys. So we're going to keep that. Okay, so I have my Elecraft KX2, and it's a little heavier than normal because I've gone ahead and put the guards on it. So my KX2, this is with a battery and the case and the guards, 647. And that's not going to change. That's going to stay the same. Okay, here's the microphone. And I'm going to try to be as accurate as I can here, guys. Sometimes they just don't want to work right. This is probably pretty close. 146 grams. All right. Now here's the antenna that I had in there now. This is not what I'm going to take, but I'm just showing you that this is a lightweight QRP antenna. It weighs 104 grams. But we're going to replace this one with the antenna I make, my in-fed halfway. They're both in-fed halfways. This one weighs 78. So a little bit lighter. Now, this is Dyneema fishing line, 300-pound test. It's really light, super strong. And that's going to stay the same. So that's going to, so that's 19 for the fishing line. And this is to get my antenna up in a tree. And this whole kit is going to be based on that I do have trees to get an antenna up in, at least, 20, 25 feet or so. And this is, I think this is about 75 feet of a fishing line. That's going to stay. Okay, let me grab, there's a few more things inside this case. Okay, that's about a foot or foot and a half of coax. And that is 24 grams. That's going to stay. I can hook my antennas directly to my radio, but sometimes it's nice to have it off the radio. Now this is a power cord for an extra battery, which I probably will keep in there, and that is 14 grams. Okay, 14 grams, because for this trip, on the YouTuber trip, I will end up taking a extra battery. I'm probably going to keep this in there anyhow. This is a quirky QRP. It's a thumb gear. I don't really do CW, but I'm going to keep it in there anyhow, just so I have one. And that is another 14 grams. So that's going to stay. The power cable is going to stay. The coax is going to stay. The fishing line is going to stay, and that's not going to get replaced by anything. All right, so this is, now we're going to weigh this now. Okay, so the camera case is 198 grams. Okay, we're going to replace that, though, with another bag that I make. So that's out of here. Now here's the bag this one, I'm actually going to make a smaller one. This one's a little on the big side. But if you see this, I've installed this is a waterproof zipper. It has a little pull on one side here. Okay. This material is waterproof, by the way. I don't think I told you that. The only thing that's not waterproof in this whole setup, and I can make it waterproof, is these seams, and that's easy enough to do. If I decide this is the route I'm going to go, I don't want to use the waterproof tape until I know exactly what this is going to be for. So today we're just talking about my gear. So my whole gear, and I did weigh this early. It was just under 3 pounds total. If you actually want to go pounds and ounces, it was 2 pounds 15 ounces. So in comparison, an FT818 or 817 weighs 198 or excuse me, weighs just under 2 pounds for just the radio, and that's not even adding the battery. And an IC705 weighs 2.4 pounds with the battery. So I'm assuming the 818 is probably about 2.5 pounds also. So about 2.5 pounds. So I'm already, with my whole setup, almost as light as both of those radios, the way it's sat. So now we're going to put all this back into this case, and we are going to see how much it weighs. So first we'll put this in. Well, actually, I've got one more thing here. Hang on. Okay, let's get back to the microphone. So our microphone, the stock microphone from Elecraft. There we go. That's actually pretty good. So the microphone is 147 because I got everything on there now. Now what I'm going to take instead of that is I've got a set of earbuds with a microphone. So I'm going to replace this microphone with a headset. And the headset with the microphone, and these are actually heavy, 26 grams. So 147 versus 26. Now, this headset actually needs a Y also. So it has headphones, and a mic. So when I split this to go into there, I can just activate it with my voice. So I don't need a push button. Plus, this radio also has a built-in microphone. So you can just push a button and you can kind of use it like a walkie-talkie. I mean, but so I don't have to use this setup. I can also use just the radio. I don't have to take a microphone with me. So, but 26 grams, I get everything. I get a headset, and these are really, really good. They're not real expensive. I'll try to put a link in the above the comments down there in the description. They're actually made for editing, and they will, when you push them in and get them in there nice, they cut almost all the sound off. So if you're in a high wind area, I mean, you still might get wind in your audio, but you won't hear it. Okay. So I'm going to move this out of the way, turn it off for now. We're going to do a loadout. Okay. So here's my bag. I already showed that to you. There's my bag. I showed that to you guys. So the radio is going to go in there. And I always put this end towards the inside so it doesn't go against the outside edge. Now, you might be thinking, well, this bag's not padded like the other bag. I don't worry about that. That's why I bought this, you know. And what I do, I usually always take a puff jacket, like a little down-fill jacket, and I always kind of put my radio in that puff jacket and put other clothes around it. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it getting wet. My backpack is pretty much waterproof. This is pretty much waterproof, so I'm not worried about that. And that bag over there, the original camera case was really not waterproof. So, okay. So, and I would probably put my fitting in the little bag here. I'm going to throw my headset in there also, just to kind of keep it. So I put the headset in there also. Okay. My string gets me in the tree. My antenna. Now that antenna it would work on even if you had a 818, 817, or a 705. It's resonant on 10, 20, 15, and 40. I can tune it on other bands with the KX2 because it has the internal tuner. Here's our coax that we're going to take. Our keyer that I'm probably not going to use, but I'll take it anyhow. And my power supply. I'm not putting the battery in here right now because this would be like a one-day thing and I don't need an extra battery. So basically I have everything I need to operate in this bag, and I still have room left over. That's what I told you guys. The bag's a little overkill as far as size. So let me put this back in here. Okay, originally we were $13.85 on grams for that whole kit. Let me repack this a little bit so I can actually I want to get an accurate weight for you guys. So I'm going to stack everything on top of the radio or in that area so it'll all be on the scale. Okay, so everything. So 866 versus 1385. And like I said, this was originally pounds and ounces, was 2 pounds, 14 ounces. So let's just go to that now. Okay, so let's go. That's pounds. That's pounds and ounces. That's 1 pound, 14.5 ounces now. So basically, I've taken a pound off this whole setup by scaling it down and change into a lighter weight case and stuff. So when you're backpacking, that allows me to carry a little more water now if I need to, or a little more food. I can afford to. I mean, if I was running a radio that weighed 2.5 pounds by itself, I would be probably right now. I'd probably be about 4 pounds. So I'm a pound, just under 2 pounds. So I'm at least 2 pounds lighter than I would be if I had so let's say an IC705 or a FT818. They're basically the same weight, those two radios, when you get your batteries and everything in there. So I mean, it's a huge savings. So when you start counting ounces equals pounds, or grams equal ounces equals pounds in the backpacking world, and I'm not a young guy, so I'm not the guys I'm going to be going with are 10 to 15, maybe even Sterling might even be younger than I am. So I'm going to try and save as much weight as I can. Luckily on this trip, we won't have to take a lot of water because there's water on the trail, unlike Mount Pacifico. Now, I thought Mount Pacifico was a pretty bad walk. It was 12 miles, I think 12 miles round trip. But my trip this last week in the snow at 6 miles round trip was way harder. I am not going to carry anything I don't have to. The only thing I probably will add, and I would do this, I would do this if I had a 705 or probably even the 817. I don't know how long the battery lasts, but if I want to get 10 watts out. So 705, you actually have to have an external battery. So I'd probably take this battery. So that's going to add another almost a pound right there. It's 14 ounces. I will take this on that trip, but this is for what I did today was a day trip that I might go out, 3 or 4 miles and 3 or 4 miles back. So I want to keep it as light as I can. All right. I think this pretty much showed my my bug out bag. It's going to be pretty light. I mean, when you're talking what I end up with, 1 pound and 14.5 ounces, just under 2 pounds, that's a pretty light radio setup. And that's something else. So I'm going to show you guys my bag. I know Josh did his. And actually, Josh and I noticed this when him and I went to Mount Pacifico. Our setups are very, very close to the same. I don't have as light a tin as he does, but I'm saving I'm saving a couple of pounds here over what he's probably going to take that on that trip.
So I guess that shows you it's pretty easy to bring your weight down. I mean, just a few things there I lost. I think it was 1 pound and 1 or 2 ounces off of the original weight. And some of that was just leaving stuff behind. And that's what you really have to do in your backpacking. Like I said before, I'm not an expert backpacker, but you need to look at your pack and what you're taking with it, what you don't use, and if you think you might not use it, leave it behind. And then bring other things that you maybe wanted on your last one. I've got quite a few things that I can take or not take. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, please. I'm pretty close to 2,000 now. Maybe even by this video, I might be there. And hit that all button. And that all button basically gets you any video that I produce from here out. And I do a lot of different things on my channel here. I don't do just one thing. I do builds. I do SOTAs, POTAs, some hiking, I guess now. So 73 all. I'm glad you spent your time with me today, and hope to see you guys back again. 73. Hope to see you on the airwaves. This is Chuck for KK6 USY Ham Radio Adventures.